on Broadway, where the NFL has taken over Music City for the 2019 NFL Draft. I'm Kaylin Alexander, and we are here at Bonnaroo, giving you a behind-the-scenes look at how Belmont students are playing a part of this iconic festival. Talk a little bit about how you decided music was a career you wanted to pursue.
Yeah, I'm still deciding that, I think. When I first got into it, I just thought like maybe I can do it for another week and then maybe another month, and it somehow turned into a real job. My parents were both musicians, so I grew up in a house where music was all around all the time. So I just loved it, honestly. Probably not until pretty late for most people, 16 or 17, is when I kind of got the songwriting bug, and I just can't imagine doing anything else.
A lot of people know you from Need to Breathe, but you're doing a solo project now. What was the decision behind pursuing that?
I've always wanted to do it, just because you always think about like other people you could work with and what that might look like and things that you might not say in a collective, and I think that became more and more evident to me as time went on, and a big part was just I had a break. The band has gotten big enough where we can play less shows and they're bigger shows, and so the other half of the year I go home and I'm like, I feel unemployed, after a week or two. I'm like, I don't know how to do this. So I think that was a big part of it. And I didn't start thinking it was going to be a big project. I just thought like one song at a time, and it kind of, one thing led to another in a way. It kind of got a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
What does most of the inspiration behind your songs come from?
The Wilder Woods stuff is interesting because it is able to be more personal than the band stuff. So I found myself naturally talking about my two boys, which are Wilder and Woods, and my wife, and just in a more natural way. And it just turned out a lot of the songs that I wrote like that made it to the record. But it's all kinds of things. I mean, a lot of things are challenges for me. Like I like to challenge current beliefs and even my own, and sometimes I'm working that out in a song. And I feel like that sort of emotion that I have about how confused I am, or where I'm kind of like sorting it out, is what translates the best. I think a lot of people are probably in that sort of same place.
So you mentioned your sons' names are Wilder and Woods. What made you decide to go by Wilder Woods?
They just sounded cool. Honestly, when I first started, I was like, Wilder sounds cool. And I started thinking about this as a new adventure, kind of had this like image in my head of like looking out into the great beyond, whatever it is. It's like some kid looking through one of those, deals, like out into the forest and like what's out there. And so it seemed like the Wilder Woods I was looking at, and I think that it just all kind of fell together.
So your tour starts next week. How do you feel about that? What are you most looking forward to?
I'm stoked about getting on the road, honestly. It's a totally different feel than the Need to Breathe thing. Just like it's more dancey and just a different vibe, I think, in the room. I think hopefully some of those fans will like this as well, but I think it's definitely for a different audience. So that'll be interesting to kind of make a relationship with a new audience, I think. And so I'm excited.
What would be your advice for anyone who's pursuing a career in music?
I'd say don't do it unless it's like you just know you have to do it. It's insane. It's tough on everyone around you. It's tough on your family. It's tough on I don't think I would still be doing it if I could do anything else, or anybody around me thought I could do anything else. And I think once you decide that, once you've gotten to that point of like, okay, I'm all in on this, I think you have to be not concerned about trying to win the whole world. Just win people that might be fans of you. Have a real conversation with audiences. When you first start out, you're playing Boston. You need 100 people to be there, not a million. So like just 100 random people in Boston is all the people you need to be a fan of. So I feel like a lot of times artists start off too broad. It's like, they're trying to play the stadium when really they just need to play the hole-in-the-wall bar and have some people show up and care.
Throughout Nashville, the NFL brought its A game, creating a unique experience for fans, one unlike any other draft before. A total of over 600,000 football fans filled the streets of Nashville, breaking the record of attendance for any NFL draft before.
All the news people inside there are comparing it to CMA Fest and something like that. But as far as sporting events go and getting the entire city excited about sports, this is unprecedented. The ESPN and ABC and NFL Network personalities were like tweeting that all out yesterday. They were just shocked. They've seen nothing like this ever before.
At the end of Broadway, the NFL built a 5-story stage where the draft picks were broadcast, as well as live concerts each evening, featuring stars such as former Belmont band Moon Taxi, as well as Tim McGraw and Dierks Bentley, delivering a true Nashville experience for fans.
Crazy because this is the biggest sporting event to ever come through the state of Tennessee. It's even bigger than people expected. It's different than CMA Fest. It's different than Pred's playoff runs, but it's kind of similar in the sense of the lower Broadway stage and shutting down Broadway, and the fans are able to roam around wherever they want.
Each day, a steady stream of fans moved through the city, from Broadway to Nissan Stadium, where countless activities were set up as part of the NFL draft experience. Although fans were awestruck at the experience the NFL and Nashville created, it did not overpower the true reason for the draft.
It's also a chance for these kids to make their dreams come true. I mean, that's ultimately the coolest part. The tears you saw from these grown men on television made you realize, okay, this is why we're here. We're here to see these dreams become a reality.
For VNN, I'm Caitlin Alexander. Belmont students studied away this summer during the second year of the Study Abroad program, Bonnaroo U.
The students are able to come and really experience Bonnaroo like no one really, except even the artists that are playing on the stage, get to experience it.
It was important for us to have students see everything that goes into the production of a music festival, and especially one that is held in such high regards.
I think it's a real great way for them to, one, be able to network, and two, be able to understand the realism behind what working in the music industry is like, because I feel like a lot of people see the glamorous side of it, but not the sweaty side of it, and there's a lot of sweaty side. So I feel like this is a good way for them to kind of get the contrast of seeing both.
Through the program, students get a VIP experience and behind-the-scenes access to Bonnaroo, staying on tour buses and meeting with industry professionals, including Ashley Capps, the founder of Bonnaroo.
I think it's awesome that you guys are here. I mean, it's one of the most rewarding aspects of the festival.
Oh my gosh, I think it's an amazing experience. Also that we have the Press 10 activities where we could actually meet up with all these amazing speakers.
We've been doing panels in the Press 10 with a variety of different industry people, so artists, management, agents, entertainment companies.
I loved getting to talk with a couple of managers and artist managers, and they just had really good insight of when you get into the business, this is how you need to act. So I thought it was cool to hear from them and their stories.
Each day, students go out on festival grounds and interview attendees to gather data for their final research projects they present to AC Entertainment the following week.
This year, they're trying to quantify what makes the Bonnaroo experience and kind of what separates Bonnaroo from other festivals in the landscape.
When we get back to Nashville, they will write up their findings and present it back to the folks from AC and Jeff McCluskey and Associates. So they're getting real hands-on experience in terms of the marketing aspect of it, consumer research methods, and just how to do research properly. So our classes are absolutely integrated and collaborative. It's about as interdisciplinary as you can get with our classes.
Although students are required to gather data and attend panels, that doesn't stop them from getting to enjoy the Bonnaroo experience themselves.
We got our professors in the pit, like 4th row for Brockhampton, and they went so hard the entire time. It's been incredible.
My favorite thing, I think, is actually just getting to talk to the participants and getting to hear their stories, why they come here. I don't think I would have ever done that if I was just a regular GA participant.
3, 2, 1, Bonnaroo!
For VNN, I'm Caitlin Alexander. Happy Roo!